Hey, welcome back. This is Doug, and it's our adventures in glassmaking. Today, we're going to go through the process of building a garden fountain or a deck fountain, patio fountain. I'll show you the process. Let's go over what we have. One of the base elements that I found at a thrift shop is this water or lemonade dispenser. I think it's the type that would have had a spout on it. The nice thing is there is a hole that's already pre-drilled on the lower portion of this that'll help us, because what we're going to do in this fountain is we're going to put inside this lower jar some small fairy lights, if you will, solar powered. There's a solar panel that goes with these, so we're going to use these fairy lights to light up the main part of the base, the jug, and then as we continue to construct this, we're going to put a plate on the top and I have a large blue punch bowl we're going to put on the top of that, and the punch bowl is going to be where the essence of the fountain will contain the water. I have a solar powered fountain that floats in the fountain, and during the daytime that will be great for a fountain or bird bath, that sort of thing. All right, let's talk about how we're going to put this together. One of the concerns here is that we don't, anytime we're doing outdoor glass like this, we want to try to seal off the interior of these vessels. So we're going to want to try to keep the water and moisture and bugs and grit and all that out. But we have this 1/2 inch hole down here that we're using, so that'll need to be plugged. You could go and one thing you could do would be to get a cork, a wine cork or something, and kind of cut that a little shorter and use that as a plug. I've chosen to find just a bottle cap from a plastic water bottle. I've punched a hole in it. We're going to thread the solar lights through that, and then I'm going to glue that with the silicone on the inside of this hole. And we'll mentioning the silicone. If you hadn't watched any of my videos or read anything, one of the things I do for sealing my glass is to use 100%, in this case, clear silicone. That does a great job of sealing these pieces and getting them to glue together. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and thread this lighted wire, copper wire, through my jug and through the little cap, and I'll be back with you. All right, we're just about finished threading the lights through the base here. There's the nice thing about these is they also have a fairly long cord that you can use to move your solar panel away from your fountain if you need to move it to a spot where there's more light. Get my silicone. So we have the plug there. We're going to go ahead in a bit and seal that off when we're happy with that. We've got lots of the wire that needs to go back in, but I have a few other things I'm going to be doing with the jug. One of the other things I did yesterday was to take a piece that I'm going to put down in the base with this was just a glass, but it was a nice blue shade with, I happen to have a goose, duck, swan, not sure, that I mounted on the top of that already. So that's going to go inside. Let's see if I can tip this up without... I want to do so what we do with the silicone is run a bead around the rim. And this really is just to hold this one because it'll be watertight, but we're not expecting to have any water inside this. So the seal, although it will be watertight, it's not as critical as something that would be exposed to the outside. Okay, so I've got that set in. I'm happy with that. We're ready to go to the next step. We have some things we're going to be adding to our fountain. We have some of these glass beads we're going to be using. As I said, we have the plate and the bowl that are going to be part of the fountain. And we have already threaded the solar wiring in for the lights that are all scattered around here on that very thin copper wire. Inside we put the extra little adornment, the goose or swan on top of a blue pedestal, if you will. So what we're going to do is add what we can of these to the bottom and then look at putting the plate on top. Now that's kind of hard to tell, but one of the things you can do, although this hasn't gotten much sunlight, there should be some charge in the batteries. If we turn our lights off, I think these lights have a number of different settings to them, but I just want to see if we're, yeah, I think that looks distributed well enough. So let's get our silicone ready. You want to find the Okay, time to add our punch bowl. I've put a ring of silicone, and this should be practically the same circle that we had for that lid. So let's just stand to the side and have a look. I think solar fountain. This is the unit. It floats on the surface of your water. This is your solar panel. You have different mounts for your fountain depending on the kind of fountain you want to have. It has some little spacers you can put in, like spokes, that will keep it in the center, but a couple of us have learned it's better just to leave those off. And that will do it. I'll try to have some pictures when we've got this outside with water and bubbling away.